What's up? How everybody doing? How everybody doing? Hey man, it's your boy Mazia with Mazia Bail Bondsman. Shit, yo, we out here. We doing a little bit of surveillance today, you know. We're gonna stop by, go right a bomb real quick. But we got this cat I'm looking for. Been looking for him for about 30 days. I usually look for my guys for about, I say 2 months before I ask for help. But usually I try not to let it get that far, man. If you're keeping up with your guys, you know, and don't let them get too far out of whack, you know. You should be able to locate your guys. But I mean, of course, if somebody making an active effort to evade arrest, then of course it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Just a little bit about me, man. I actually never woke up one day and was like, yo, I want to be a bail agent. That just ain't how the cookie crumble. You know, I've had a lot of other jobs, but being a bail agent ain't one of them. The actual way that I got into it is, I actually got arrested, and my bail agent that got me out, you know, next time I talk to him, you know, I'm asking him if I could use his name on it, you know, whatever. But yeah, he actually that bombed me out, and he saw I was jammed up, and I said, hey man, you ever consider being a bondsman? I'm like, nah man, why would I do that? He was like, yo, you know, you seem like you'd be good for it. I said, all right, you know, so he told me, you know, when I got done with my court cases or whatever, to hit him up, and he'll help me get my license or whatever. So what I said, what I was gonna do is I was gonna one up him, and when I gave him the call, I was like, hey man, I'm ready to come to work for you. And he said, all right, well, I'll get you the information to get you to class. I was like, nah. I said, I'm already certified. He's like, what? I was like, nah, bro. I've already done the classes. You know what I mean? I already got the certification. So I started working for him, you know, but I also had my other jobs too, because in the bail industry, man, I'm still green in this industry, and like, you know, like he always told me, you know, you're never gonna know everything about this business. Just making some noise over there. But you know, you're never gonna know everything about this industry. And I think he's been doing this 25 years. I learned everything I know from him. You know, and but you know, we got started. At first, he started taking me out on like recoveries, and you know, just helping him pick people up. Then I got my surety license, and you know, once I got my surety license, you know, he taught me how to write bonds, and then, you know, just like with when I will say that the bond industry, man, it's a very competitive market, and it's a lot of cutthroatness that goes on out here. So, you know, getting your foot in the door is really tough, you know, and that's what he always told me. You know, you gotta watch out for yourself, you know, and watch how you move. You really don't want to step on a lot of toes, man, because the bail business is 90% word of mouth, you know. And if people, you know, they spit on your name out there, it's gonna be hard to get business. That's why I always believe in treating people good. You know, you can't be too soft on people, but bro, you gotta think, right? If you bond somebody out of jail and then you put them back in jail on some BS, yo, for one, you just lost a customer. For two, he going right back into jail where all your other potential customers at. And for three, he gonna make sure to never tell nobody else to use you. And four, he gonna tell people you a bum and you triple done. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I know I'm kind of all over the place, man. This is my first kind of more like an introductory video. I'm actually looking forward to putting some good content out here, kind of talk about the bond industry. But right now the bond industry is kind of it's stressful over here, especially in York County, man, because it's a lot of just stupid stuff going on. It's like bondsmen act like children, man. If everybody just realized it's enough money for everybody, it wouldn't be as complicated as it is. Starting with this 10% law. Before you could do payment plans with people and let them make payments on their bond, because if your bond is $10,000, 10% of that is $1,000. Yo, man, believe it or not, a lot of people don't have $1,000, and a lot of times if they land themselves in trouble, they don't have no money, so they need some help to get out. But they went in and changed the law to make it illegal. And of course, like if the industry been a certain way for a little bit of time, then it's gonna take time. It's gonna be a lot of growing pains and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So with them growing pains, we still trying to get it figured out. And then like York County, man, it's full of bondsmen, man. It's a bondsman everywhere you turn, man. It's a bondsman out there. So it ain't hard to find one. So like I said, it's real competitive. You just gotta brand yourself as somebody that look out for people and ain't trying to screw people over, man. Because I just think that ain't good for your karma anyway. I like to always give all praise to the Most High God, for getting me where I am today. If you're thinking about getting in the bond industry and, somebody told you it's a whole bunch of money to be made out here, man, you tell that same person to tell you about all the headaches out here, because it ain't cut and dry. It ain't cut and dry. And guess what? It ain't going to happen overnight either. I'm still learning. I'm still trying to build a brand myself. But it's a lot of hard work. And one of the biggest things is it's up and down, man. Like you might have a week where you write 10 bonds, and you might have 3 weeks where you write 1 bond. So you gotta be real good with your money and how you spend, because when you first, especially if you ain't used to making money, man, you're gonna be spending money on all kind of crazy crap, because it's gonna be coming in. But then you gotta remember, for every bond you write, you gotta have the money just in case you're gonna have to pay somebody to help you go find that person. And depending on what the agents out there charging, you might be SOL. What's another thing? People ask how bondsmen make money. Bondsmen make money off of the premiums that we charge the client. So if the bond is 10,000, we'll use a nice solid number. If the bond is 10,000, we charge them 1,000. And if that person runs though, and you can't find them, you're gonna have to cough up that 10 G's. And if you can't find them, the average charge for a bail agent I mean, some people call them bounty hunters, but in South Carolina, we call runners. But if you need a runner, you looking at, if you got a cool cat, he might charge you 10. But if he out of town, it might be 20. So that bond that you made $1,000 on, man, you might end up paying $2,000 just to get it taken care of. And then if you can't find, the defendant, then you might be paying another $2. And then that agent might charge you his travel fees. So you gotta be careful with that. Another thing is, like, you need to kind of check the people that you gonna, that call you up to bond you out. You need to, like, check them out. Pull their file and see if they ever had a figure to appear. I mean, if he ran off on the other bondsman, why he ain't gonna run off on you? If people got the same charges over and over again, you know what I mean? That should be a sign right there that maybe you're writing a bad bond. So that's why all bonds ain't good bonds. What I particularly look at, when I first started, I was scared to write big bonds. I used to write, I think the highest I would go is maybe 10 to 15,000. And I did that for a while, but I did that for a reason, because you don't want to get out there with not a lot of money in your account, and you don't really have the funds in your account to kind of handle if something bad happens. Like you got to go get somebody, but you don't have money for plane fare. So that's why I kept my bonds low. Usually they say the lower the bond, the less the risk, but I don't believe that, because believe it or not, man, shoplifters, like, their bond might be like $2,500. So we talking about $250, $300 bond. If he might miss court before that aggravated assault dude, like, it's crazy, man. It's no blueprint to it, It's no blueprint to a good bond. I mean, you gotta talk to the person. You gotta get a good feel for it. Oh, and one major part that I forgot, you gotta have a cosigner. So when somebody in jail, they talking to you on the phone, but in reality, they can't legally enter a contract over the phone. So you gotta have a good cosigner to pretty much vouch for that person. So I tell people all the time too, man, you need a strong cosigner, and the cosigner is damn near more responsible for the bond than the defendant is, man. Like, whenever you can't find a defendant, when I can't find a defendant, the first person I'm calling is the cosigner, because the cosigner is responsible. The cosigner gotta help you be made whole again. If something happened to you and you happen to take a loss. So whenever you got, like, somebody out there that want to co-sign on a bond or whatever, I mean, typically, boyfriend, girlfriends ain't real good co-signers all the time, man. Because boyfriend, girlfriends change. And what's gonna happen? Old boy gonna get his homegirl to get him out, and once she get him out, he done went back to talking to his baby mama. Now she don't want nothing to do with him. Guess what? Now you ain't got no connection to old boy no more. You know what I mean? So now you start like a needle in a haystack, of trying to find this guy. And then if girlfriend ain't got nothing for you to take, she don't own a house, no nothing, what are you gonna take from her? So it's a complicated industry, man. And that's just the basics, man. I just wanted to put a video out for anybody that was thinking about like getting into this industry. I'm not telling you not to, but I think people really do paint a false image of how easy it is to get into this business. Because, bro, it get tough. It's tough. It is not always easy. And like I said, man, like on top of that, man, the cutthroatness, yo, it's cutthroat, bro. Yo, people will cut your throat, man. And to be honest, man, it's like a bunch of children, man. You know, if everybody minded their own business and just pay attention to what their business is doing, oh man, we wouldn't even have all this drama out here. But what the problem is yo, people get out here and think it's sweet, and they get into all this debt. They purchase all this stuff, and they think they're a lot bigger than what they are. And then when them bills start coming in, and yo, the biggest thing is, yo, when them treatments start coming in, that's when you got a problem. When them treatments, you got bench warrants and the treatments coming in, yo, that's when it really hit the fan, you know? You want to get stressed out? Yo, go to that P.O. box. You go to that P.O. box and you can find out what stress is. You know, when you go in there, you got 3-4 bench warrants, and you ain't been in your P.O. box in a minute, so you already 15, 25 days behind on a warrant. That's stress, you know. But that's just something to think about, man. You know. And one of the things, like, nobody ain't gonna tell you, man, look, bro, if you want to be a cop, go be a cop. That ain't what this is, man. This ain't out there dressing up like police, you know, trying to look cool, walking around with 35 sets of handcuffs on, 4 magazines, 2 pistols. Nah, man, that ain't what we do, bro. I mean, don't get me wrong, you get geared up, go get your people, but nah, man. I mean, some people, like, some people swear like they law enforcement. You ain't law enforcement, man. Bail agents. We only got rights to the guy that we going after. You know? We just want to get that guy in custody. And that's it, man. But hell, you make your money getting people out of jail. You know? That's just my philosophy. That's just my business model. You know, I got into this business to get people out of jail. Don't get me wrong. Like, yo, if you got to go back, you got to go. But at the same time, bro, you gonna make that bread writing them bonds, not sitting in your car staring at a damn apartment door for half the day eating gas station hot dogs. No dating, you know? Make that bread writing bonds, man. Good bonds, smart bonds, and save your money. That's how you gonna last. Yo, it's a lot of businesses out here. They ain't gonna make it, man. They ain't gonna make it. But anyhow, yo, log back on later on. Give y'all boys an update up on this spot I'm about to go check out. Alright, yo, shalom.